Another thing I wanted to talk about was the Robbie Williams film that I've just watched. I just kind of want to talk about it. And I didn't want it to be on the same video about the LA fires. So I want them to be different videos, different subject. But yeah, I liked the film. I thought it was really good. I mean, it's better than a lot of the films that I've seen in the cinema recently. Although I have to admit, halfway through the film, I ended up getting distracted by my phone. And about half an hour later, I realised I was still watching the film and that I kind of missed out a big chunk. So yeah, I can't have liked it that much. But when I tried to think about why, I was just kind of like, I guess because he had like he appeared to be like some sort of monkey at the beginning. I think a part of me was hoping that during the film he would look less and less like a monkey, because I felt like he chose to look like a monkey because he felt like unevolved, or felt more like a monkey. And kind of looking back at how his life was, he was acting more unevolved, he was acting more childish, he was acting like caring about just sex or drugs or addictions, or the youth hope and stuff. I mean, I liked the film actually because of that, because I felt like it was reminding me of how things were 20 years ago when I was happier, and when the whole world seemed like just something you could, like a game, and you want to try and win up the game, and you think that you have chances, you think you look to see what other people are achieving, and you think, wow, I can achieve that too. And then you and then the slow decay of life hits you, and you realize that actually fame is only just for the very few. And part of him not revealing his face, or choosing to look like something else, I feel like that was kind of his way, because he wanted to tell his story, but he didn't want to like be too seen in it, or too bragging, or he's a good looking guy, and he didn't want to come off like he's just bigging up his looks or something, maybe. Hence why he kind of looked like a monkey instead. And I got that also. If I was doing a film about myself, I would feel a bit awkward having, having it all about my success and downfall as well. But the world is a really horrible place, and there's a lot of people that have a really horrible life, and therefore to watch a film where someone just achieves lots of different things, it's not it's not particularly nice, because it's kind of a reminder of all the things you didn't achieve. And therefore I feel like him looking like a monkey kind of played down all the success that he actually got. But yeah, I don't know. It was strange, because I didn't think he was kicked out of the band. I kind of thought that there were arguments and rows, and they kind of mutually decided that it wasn't working. But maybe they did kick him out. But it was kind of like more on a um, just need a break kind of thing, rather than not just like, you're out, get off, get away. I don't know. I don't know how much truth it was. Um, I though was kind of hoping that over, as he matured, as he grew, as he developed and became a more serious, or more educated, or more mature person, I kind of thought that maybe his look would look more similar, and it kind of didn't. So I feel like because of that, I was trying to read into like, why did he always look like a monkey throughout the whole thing, even though he had developed. Um, it might be because I I believe I know who he was in his past life. So I think he was my grandchild when I was Dala, and then I think he was um, one of the Robert Bruces, or in that family line around that time. Um, and I don't know. I haven't worked out anything between, but I think he's had about 10 lives, or 10 lives on the 70-year count, which means that he's had loads. But I got a vision of a Roman. It was like watching a Roman gladiator, but it looked like he really liked the gladiator rings. And yeah, anyone who would watch the gladiator rings and really enjoy it probably isn't the best of people. And I felt like I got that vision just after I kind of said, why does he still look like a monkey, even in the end of the film, when he's more mature. You know, he's definitely a different person now, and they didn't even include Ida or the family or anything. So I felt like they missed out huge chunks of the film, because he's definitely a very different person now to what he was. You know, he's a much better person and a much more wiser person. And okay, I say you should take advice from people who are living 10, you know, in their 10th life. But yeah, Robbie probably wasn't a good person to take advice from back in the day. He was a very much a lad is the word, but a fun one. But yeah, I didn't know why he's changing it, and it's almost like he regrets a lot of things that he's done in his life, and he doesn't feel like he has truly. I don't know. I feel like he's still living with guilt or something, and that's when I got the vision of this. I don't know. Just it might not even be anything. It might not be true. It might. I don't want to read into it, but I've sensed that there might be a life where he was a kind of bad person, like many people were. Many people were misled. You know, I feel like Julius Caesar did get involved in it, but it was more about giving the people what they wanted, and it helped. There was a lot of angry people that's you know were causing problems and fighting, and I think it was kind of a smart idea to say, okay, all these people want to fight, so let's stick them in a gladiator ring and force them to fight. And okay, they don't want to do it, but if they're going to be doing it and kidnapping people and selling them onto slavery, if they're going to be doing it anyway, we might as well kind of make some sort of entertainment out of it. So even though it was a terrible thing, and even though it might have affected good and bad people, there was sort of sanity behind the idea. Even though it was cruel, but there was, you know, purpose. But I think there's a lot of people that actually enjoyed going to these games, and I guess these were bad people, and a lot of people have it's anyway. I don't even know if I should say that, because I don't think he'd be very impressed by it, but I think he's so much better now, and it's weird how that film didn't seem to show his, you know, his maturity that he has now. And I feel like maybe the reason why is because he's still feeling guilt over something. Maybe is that me overanalyzing something? I don't know, but yeah, I what else am I gonna say? Oh. I liked the film because I like the CGI. You know, if people ever start talking to me, I would like to create a film where I relive Darla's life, a cave woman, and you know, I'd like someone who works with CGI, and so seeing him do this film, you know, every time I see that monkey thing, you know, I was thinking this is probably what I would want, because the Neanderthals, they were not human. So we have two options: to either just have humans and then have heavy makeup on them, or the other option is to have CGI. When it comes to the kids that the bloodline that Darla had, I feel like this could probably be more done by humans with makeup, because I feel like her son was kind of, it was like half fur and half skin, and the son's son again would have been sort of three quarters fur and 1/4 skin. So it, you know, but that's when it would have, they both of them and both of the whole bloodline would have started looking far more human. And I think there was a long gap between the beginning of the timeline and between apes and Neanderthals. I feel like, I don't know, but if someone was to say it took 100,000 years for apes to turn into, you know, I feel like that there could be truth to that. You know, I feel like the monkeys were here for a very long time, and I feel like all the people on Earth right now were monkeys at one stage in their life, and they've all had lives as monkeys, and that was the sort of initial test to try and work out which souls are going to be more similar to me. And then when I came down as a Neanderthal with slightly different DNA, and that's when they were all reborn in a sort of order. It's all gone dark. It was born in an order. But yeah, I think the CGI was quite good. So if I was to use the CGI method as a way of doing the Neanderthals, then maybe that would work. But I think Darla should be. I don't know. She looks more human than the others. So that maybe she should be the only one that's real, and the other ones are CGI. I don't know. But it made me think also about like the Madonna film or the Britney film that are planning on doing. It's annoying to watch a film about a character when they look mildly similar but not similar. You're looking at someone, you think that is not Britney, that is not Madonna, and therefore, if Madonna or Britney wanted to take a hint on that, I would say it seems like quite a good idea. Instead of using an actor that looks similar, just use an actor that's good. But then change her look to make her look like she's wearing like a green thing or something, and then you change it over to CGI, and you actually then you can actually get, how when you change, there's Madonna particularly, she has so many different looks, and well, if you have CGI, you can change each look to how you looked at that time. So if Madonna was to use CGI as to portray the person that's acting, that might actually be a better idea, because then you'd be able to get all the different phases that she's gone through. I don't know, with Britney, I don't know, but it's just, it would be annoying to look at someone and be like, that's not Britney, because then you'd find it hard to relate. Like, I think that's what happened with the film. I enjoyed the Robbie Williams film, but halfway through, it just kind of, even though at the beginning I was able to look at the monkey and see Robbie Williams and relate quite strongly to it, because I felt like I recognised him in looking a bit similar. Didn't look like that. His ears were less popped out, and his face wasn't as monkey-like, and so I was kind of like trying to link it to how I remember seeing him, and then I felt like I could see Robbie Williams better through how I remember him, but it didn't kind of work, because he looks far less evolved than how I remember him. But yeah, halfway through I felt like I kind of just wanted to start seeing how he actually looks. And because I wasn't seeing that, it made me feel like the film, I was getting less attached to the film, because it felt like I was watching a film about someone else rather than a film about Robbie. So yeah, I think if I was to change it, I would have suggested that over the time he would have looked more and more like how he actually looks. But I don't know, that's just some things I wanted to say.